And exactly 31 past the hour of 7 o'clock in the KNR Breakfast Show. This one is Halle Bailey and Angel. It is a Friday, and that means we're going straight into our relationship segment of this Friday. It happens every single Friday in Bulapuli, wherever it is that you are tuning from this morning. It is Pastor Maphinda that brings us all the knowledge and all the skills and everything that we need to have within relationships in order for us to have healthy relationships. So welcome to it, Pastor Maphinda. How are you this morning?
Thank you very much. Good morning. I'm doing good. Happy to be back.
Hey, and we missed you.
Yeah, I really missed you as well. Last Friday.
Yeah. We had a tough time discussing amongst ourselves with
okay.
relationships because
okay. I wish to know what was your focus.
Our focus was creating boundaries,
Yes.
healthy boundaries in relationships, and what it means for us as well.
Yes.
And I say it was difficult because some of us, they don't like being in relationships.
Well, life is about relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But there are various types of relationship.
Yes.
You have to relate with yourself.
Mm.
You have to relate with the next person.
Yes.
And people often overlook the importance of relating with yourself. A failure to relate with yourself will result into identity crisis. Because when you relate with yourself, you begin to discover who you are from your own perspective.
Yes.
You build your self-esteem.
Yes.
You do not become a product of being labeled by other people. It's always very important for other people not to determine who you are, but to confirm who you are.
Sure, that's true.
Never allow yourself to be a product of other people's perception.
Yes.
So you need to know yourself. You may not be the best, but how can you be in a journey of becoming the best when you do not know who you are?
That's true.
So people need to develop relationship with themselves.
Yes.
Because it will lead to self-discovery, self-identity, and then you begin to know. Remember goals. Goals only become realistic when you know who you are.
Yes.
Because goals are what you intend to pursue.
Yes.
And you pursue goals because you know this is what you deserve.
Yes. Yes.
No, it all begins with you.
Exactly.
Who are you? Because the boundaries you're going to set, the type of boundaries, and where you will establish those boundaries, what will inform those things? If you do not know who you are.
Yeah.
And you will never have self-pride, not arrogance, if you do not know who you are. Remember, why would people be involved in violence? Because what you do to another person is a true reflection of who you are.
Yes.
You cannot be violent to a person when you have no violence within yourself.
That's true.
So that's very important. Who you are to the next person is a true reflection of who you are to yourself.
Yourself? Wow.
So it's so important issue yokuzazi. So I don't know. Then I was not part of your of your discussion.
Oh yeah, yeah. We just swept just across the surface. Yeah. We couldn't. We didn't have the abilities to. Now, Pastor Maphinda, our topic for the day is intimacy and emotional understanding within relationships. I understand that this segment is more spiritual than it is anything, and so because of that, I bring scriptures that help us understand what intimacy is.
Yes.
our relationship with God, because
Yes.
that's where it starts.
Yes.
For me, if I go to Matthew chapter 22, verse 37, from the ASV, I could be reading from the AMP. Which one do you like, Pastor Maphinda? Which one suits your preference? I'd love to know.
NIV, King James, they are very close to the original manuscripts.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'll take from the King James version. It says, Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy mind. To me, that highlights intimacy with God and being emotionally connected with him, with your heart and your mind. And if I go to Jeremiah 29, verse 13, it says from the NIV, you will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart.
Yes.
Once again, it's our heart and being intimate with God, emotionally connected to him. Let's go deeper into it, Pastor Maphinda. What emotional connection is and what intimacy is within relationships?
First, let's separate the two.
Sure.
Intimacy and emotional relationship or connection.
Sure.
They are separate but very related.
Mm-hmm.
Emotional connection or relationship is part of intimacy.
Sure.
There cannot be intimacy without being emotionally involved.
That's true.
Now, that's the starting point.
Mm-hmm.
But the key focus should be on intimacy.
Sure.
But if you are to understand what intimacy is about, you have to consider the following: the cultural context, the religious context. They are very important.
Sure.
You'll find that culturally, when you are intimate, there's a certain level of understanding and expectation.
Okay.
From a cultural point of view, you'll find that intimacy revolves around blood relationship. We are brothers, we are sisters. You know, that's closeness. Is a cousin. Culturally, it's more inclined towards family relationship.
Got it. Yeah.
Immediately there's intimacy between a he and a she. We quickly think there must be an affair. Because what brings the two together? If they are not, there's no blood relationship. There must be an affair.
Yeah.
So there's that cultural understanding.
Got it.
You find that if two of you are close, even if both of you are married, but not that the two of you are married to one another, immediately he is married, but close with someone's wife, then it raises suspicion. If a wife is close with someone's husband, it raises suspicion. So that's the cultural understanding, your limitations, the intimacy.
Sure.
And again, it brings us to the second aspect, that you cannot be intimate with someone you are not related with unless there is a sexual relationship. That's again cultural. It is also religious. So if you look at the religious boundaries, you know, a distance, you know, it's an attempt to say any close proximity between the he's and the she's in a church will result into a fall, into sin.
Sure.
Again, it will result into intimacy, and the religious understanding of intimacy is premarital sexual relationship. That's
the religious.
That's the faith understanding of intimacy.
Got it.
And when you look at the rules that pertain to relationship amongst the youth, it tells you the thinking that they have.
Yes.
But also there's a gender influence or aspect.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to, a he cannot just relate with a she unless there is a motive. We seem to lack in terms of going for a pure intimate relationship. There must be intentions. So if I'm always walking with you, if we have tea together, and so people begin to say, what are we really up to? What could be happening? So there's that stereotype.
Sure.
So it's therefore very important to premise our discussion with that general understanding and perception that people have about intimacy.
Got it.
So that's why the what you have said, being intimate with God. In the past, the word intimacy was a wealthy expression, not a theological, not a biblical one. So because we would associate that with people.
World influences.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So it's this current generation being intimate with God. Ababadala. That's correct. No. Yes. Because love for God as a tibanisi noba intimate with God.
Yeah.
Once you say you are intimate with God, because intimacy lo simoyamanisa namanyala.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's why then when you use that word, check your audience. Yeah, check your audience. Uba uya ezilalini uthethe ngo intimate. Hayi abantwana bango. Yes. Because it does not exist in their world.
Sure.
Now that is important. But now, having painted that picture, which is very important because we have different people that are listening to us.
Yes.
So that's why then it's important when ayazi context.
Yes.
But also I've started this way so that in a way I deal with stereotypes that are there.
Yes.
So that everyone could say, okay, let me listen, because this discussion can make us lose some listeners who subscribes to certain understanding about intimacy.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah. From culture, from religion, and so forth.
Yes.
So that's why then it becomes very important to provide context.
Thank you.
That everybody can say, now I can listen.
Yes.
I'm accommodated. Now, but the question is, what does intimacy mean?
Yes.
Regardless of influences.
Yes.
In intimacy, there are three things. Number one, in intimacy, there is closeness.
Closeness.
That talks of proximity. You cannot be intimate, yet you are distant.
That's true.
Now, distance is not literal. It had to go to, I'm close to you. You are close to me.
Yes.
So there's closeness. That's number one.
Sure.
But number two, there is connection. There is something that sort of bind us. There's a common ground which we both cherish.
Yes.
Connection in terms of maybe ambitions, ideas, values. We are not apart. There is more that mean the same to both of us.
Yes.
So therefore, when I talk you understand even the spirit behind my expression.
Yes.
There's connection.
Connection
You,
there.
you can read my mind.
Mm.
There's connection.
Mm-hmm.
I can say I am happy,
Mm-hmm.
but you can see unhappiness within happiness.
Yes.
Now,
That's connection.
That's connection.
Yeah.
You see?
Mm-hmm.
So that is another trait, your intimacy.
Sure.
I said closeness.
Yes.
That talks to proximity. Then number 2, connection.
Yes.
But number 3, there is vulnerability.
This is where we all leave the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of us.
Now, when there is intimacy, it means I am able to lay myself bare.
Mm-hmm.
Now, vulnerability goes with trust. In other words, I can open up on personal matters because of trust.
Yes.
I can be vulnerable to you,
Mm-hmm.
but I cushion my vulnerability with trust.
Yes.
I know that you will not backstab me because of laying things bare to you. Now, that is important. I cannot say, look, this is what I feel, and then you begin to betray me. I can entrust you with the most sensitive things that are personal.
Yes.
Simply because the intimacy gives me grounds to say I can be vulnerable.
Got it.
Now, when a person perhaps contemplates to commit suicide, the person will come to you and say, this is my plan to commit suicide because of this. But before committing suicide, I felt I would have betrayed you if you hear the news that I've passed on, having not told. And people will come to you first and find out the reason I've committed suicide. Because the way they see us close, they think you know everything about me. And I know everything about you.
Sure.
Now, here is the reason why I have these thoughts.
Sure.
Now, that's intimacy. I trust you. When you begin to say, yes, I hear you. I respect your choice. I see what you are going through. But give me a chance to walk with you, to stand up with you, to see if I cannot help you. Now, because there is this trust, I will give you a chance. I will suspend, I will delay my decision because of trust. Nobody else will know except the two of us. That's intimacy. Now, which simply means in intimacy, there is trust.
Yes.
There is confidence. There is no hatred. There is no backstabbing. There is no violence. There is dependability.
Dependability.
Yes. What we call intimacy is not in the true word, in the true sense of the word intimacy. When people, and this may sound controversial, but let me throw it out there.
Sure.
Not everyone who has an affair is necessarily intimate.
We'd say bars. Bars.
Oh, give him a horn.
So not every affair is necessarily intimate.
Expand. Expand, Pastor Maphinda.
Animals do have sexual relationship. I don't think that their sexual relationship is necessarily based on intimacy, except on fulfilling the need of the moment.
Got it. Got it.
Animals, dogs, pigs,
Yeah.
they have sex.
Yeah.
But the word intimacy does not exist.
No, not at all. Yeah, I get it.
So and I want to emphasize this, that not people do not get into a relationship or a love affair because they are intimate. They may have other motives.
Yeah.
Which do not meet a criterion, intimacy.
Intimacy.
So, therefore, not everyone who says I love you is necessarily intimate with you.
That's true.
Now, why? Let's look at this third aspect I talked about.
Yes.
Vulnerability. People struggle when it comes to being open. Now, if then we are in a relationship, yet you are not open, you take me by surprise. That simply means it is a relationship that is void of intimacy. And a relationship that is void of intimacy is a relationship that will be short-lived.
Yes.
Ngoba nisosona ingaqinisekanga. Now, so not everything that we say it's intimacy is necessarily intimacy.
Yeah, that's true. Pastor Maphinda, you have literally shown a light on intimacy, because we almost all the time misconstrue the concept and we don't understand it. I think you said as well that it's mostly in the world view of what intimacy is, and people think out there, I'm married, I'm in a relationship, so I must be intimate. But now you're literally pinning it down to what intimacy is, and just would like for you to highlight what the role of intimacy is within relationships.
Remember, the role of intimacy is to keep people together.
So
it does not mean there can be no flaws, but there is always accountability.
Yes.
Remember, intimacy is part of the relationship. It defines a certain aspect of a relationship between people. Siblings relationship, parent-child relationship, you know, and couples relationship. So these are the different types.
Yes.
So that's why there are different types of intimacy. There's emotional intimacy, where you find that I understand how you feel. There's sympathy, there's empathy. You understand how I feel. You know, I am sensitive to the way you feel.
Yes.
Now, that is emotional intimacy.
Yeah.
There's also intellectual intimacy.
Okay.
We connect in terms of philosophy.
Got it.
Mindset, ideas. Ndiyayazi into yoba xa ndifuna umuntu omakandibeke esingqondweni, I don't just go to anyone. There's that person that at any time uyandibeka esingqondweni, uyandivula. And then you hear somebody says, I knew it, but uzawundibeka esingqondweni. So which means we are very close in so far as the intellectual capacity is concerned. So that's a type. Now, there are others types of then intimacy. Physical intimacy, where this is the one that involves sex.
Yes.
Once babantu have a sexual relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Now, but that's one aspect of intimacy.
Got it.
There can be the one you said, spiritual,
Yes.
where you find that our spiritual relationship resonate well with one another. We share beliefs, we share certain things. It's just like people who like prayer. When they meet, they talk about prayer. They make sense to one another.
Yes.
So soul winning. They talk soul winning. They make sense. So what keeps them close is soul winning, is the spiritual aspect, soul winning.
Yes. Yes.
So we call that spiritual intimacy. Sidibana malungana nemiphefumlo. You see?
Got it.
But the overall traits the intimacy. There's closeness there. There's vulnerability, characterized with trust.
Yes.
But there's also connection. There's something that binds both of us. There's something that is common.
Yes.
I quickly and easily get what you want to say. You quickly get what I intend to say.
Yes.
So there's that kind of connection.
Yes.
Then I'm saying that there is no room to make one to cry if we talk of intimate relationship.
Wow.
You cannot make me cry, but when situations make me cry, you will wipe my tears.
Yes. Yes.
So that's what it means being intimate.
Yes.
So when we talk of intimacy, we talk of a genuine relationship.
A genuine relationship. Yes. Yes.
So not in a relationship that is for convenience, not a relationship that is characterized by ulterior motives.
Yes.
Not a relationship which is very parasitic. You see, you are in this relationship for certain things.
Yeah.
Otherwise, when those things are no more, the relationship comes to an end. So therefore, we must see intimacy as a component, a major aspect that characterizes a relationship.
Yes. Yes.
It's like a central point. It's like the backbone of a relationship.
Yes.
Intimacy.
Yeah.
Regardless of the type.
Yes.
But if we look at these three characteristics, closeness, connection, vulnerability.
Yes.
That is characterized with trust.
That is characterized with trust, Pastor Maphinda. I live at the Lokshin.
Yes. Yes.
And I see how the spirit of negativity and the evil spirit has literally gotten into the intimacy of families. And we see sisters siblings asivani, and that is, according to how you explain it, the lack of intimacy thereof.
Again here, we are a society that has gone through a lot. Because number one, if we are a family, there are certain relationship types that we should not fail at.
Yes.
One, there's a spousal relationship, a husband and a wife relationship. Their relationship is defined by marital status.
Yes.
We are married.
Yes.
The two of us. That's number one. That must be jealousy guarded. Number two, as a family, there is a child-parent relationship. I am responsible for your livelihood. I've given birth to you.
Yes.
Now, that relationship type must be jealousy guided. Number 3, there is a siblings relationship. The relationship amongst children of the same parents.
Yes.
That relationship must be jealousy guided.
Got it.
Now, the family relationship is an embodiment. It's a combination of spousal, parent-child, and siblings.
Yes.
Now, if there is a fault in any of those 3, it affects the stability in the family relationship.
Yes.
Things must not fall apart at siblings relationship. Things must not fall apart at parent-child. Things must not fall apart at spousal or marital relationship.
Yes.
Because these relationship type constitute a family.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, that is important. So, in society, indoba, you'll find that there's been relationship breakdown at a marital level, a relationship breakdown at a parental level, relationship breakdown at a siblings level.
Yeah.
And then how do you expect intimacy in that family? Because we live as enemies.
Oh.
Now, so that's the problem that we often encounter.
Yes.
So and that's what defines a family. You see,
Yeah.
in a family, you should know that you are a child to your parents.
Yes.
Now, the question there then is, do you feel that, look, I'm a child of these parents?
Yeah.
Because you must be fulfilled. You must be happy to be a child, in particular of these parents. They may not have met all your needs, but you are not their child because they meet your needs. They must meet your needs as an act of responsibility.
Yes.
You are their child because they've given birth to you.
Yes.
But do you get that kind of comfort? To what extent do they always feel fulfilled that they have given birth to a daughter like you? How proud are they about you?
Yeah.
Not because they may have done everything they would have wished to do for you, but the mere fact that they have been blessed with you.
Yes.
Does it ever come to their mind, I wonder if we were not blessed with you, how life would have been?
Yeah.
Now, that is important. Your siblings, to what extent are they proud to have you?
Yeah.
That's my brother. That's my sister.
Yeah.
I can die for my brother. I can die for my. If my sister can have a kidney problem and 2 of my kidneys are still in good order, I can rather live with 1 kidney and share the other kidney with my sister, so that both of us. I can't imagine life without this person.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, that's intimacy.
Yes.
Siblings intimacy. I'm too close. I confide to my sister.
Yes.
Now, that's intimacy. Remember I said closeness,
Yeah.
connection, vulnerability.
Yes.
Issues of family confidentiality, these are because of intimacy. into zalapha ekhaya ziphelela apha.
Yes.
Sizithetha apha ekhaya. We are able to be vulnerable.
Yes. That's intimacy.
That's intimacy.
Pastor Maphinda, once again, I don't think you'll ever disappoint. You bring us literally like the knowledge that we need. And I think for Umpulapuli as well, you are literally shining a light on intimacy. And I think when we go home, namhlanje, we're just going to re-look at our relationships and just revisit, am I really intimate with this person? Are we really intimate as a family? Am I intimate with my friends? What is intimacy? I think Pastor Maphinda, ndiyafuna ubuza, how do we maintain this intimacy within relationships?
Number one, it's important for us to know that relationship is what should characterize our livelihood.
Sure.
We must be people that relate, not people that fight. That's the first point.
Yes.
Let us entrench the significance of relationship as a trait that characterize our livelihood. Masifunde ubudlelwano kubangabantu.
Yeah.
Because once we entrench relationship, number one, there will be respect of one another. Because you cannot betray what you need, what is close to your heart. There will be respect. Number two, there will be protection. I said, number one, from a relationship stems respect. You respect what you relate with, even if it's something materialistic. Your dress, your cap, even your sunglasses. Uba nayo lando disiphatha kanje disithini because kukho connection.
Yes.
I relate with
yes.
them. Now, so there must be respect. There must be protection. There must be a sense of appreciation. You appreciate what you relate with. You see value. You don't only respect, you don't only protect, but you appreciate it.
Yes.
Now, that is part of a relationship.
Yes.
Then you are able to contribute to what you relate with. I cannot be a good Samaritan unless ukhwindwe ndibone isidibanisa. So if ukhwindwe isidibanisayo, then I'll be able to say, awunodulala ungatyanga. No, khabuyithatha ndizawuzibonela ndiba ndizawuthini. Because kukhwindwe esidibanisayo.
Yes.
And you are able to be vulnerable to say, look, kubi ngoku. And I thought, I don't know what you will do about what I'm saying, but I thought at least you need to know what I'm facing.
Yes.
And then the person will say, okay, give me some time. Let me think. That person is responding to the relationship. But xa ibingekho ubenzothi umuntu yo ngokuza nengxaki kuthiwani ke xa kunje.
Sawuthini ke ngoku?
Sawuthini ke ngoku? Hayi. Hayi ke uvumile esithi ubani unesimoko sakhe andimazi uzawuthini.
Bethetha ngayo le nto umxelela yona.
That's the point. So that's the value of intimacy.
Yes.
That's why I'm saying intimacy is a genuine relationship.
Yes.
It's just not just an ordinary relationship where I know what yes, Sistibana nje apha kwi-radio station. Then you go your way, I go my way. I've got nothing to do with you. You've got nothing to do with me. No, that's not the type of a relationship.
Yes.
So intimacy defines our livelihood in a meaningful way.
Yes.
So in other words, I would say intimacy is a relationship that is loaded with meaning. It's an impactful kind of a relationship.
Yes.
Ikwenza ubone unobhuti, unosisi, unabazali.
Exactly.
That's
true.
what it means. That's the significance of intimacy.
Within relationships.
Yes.
That's respect, that's protection, that's appreciation. And I think that's the way in order for us to maintain this intimacy
That's
in
correct.
relationships. Pastor Maphinda, we've got comments on Facebook.
Yes.
From Ubusiswa Nobavu. Good morning, Fundisi. I'm the team KNR. Dimamele Ngomonde. Apinde ati. We must be people that relate, not fight. Noted Fundisi. Smamkele Utozi Vano Nokala kunye novuyokazi Mkhutswana naye simamkele phayana ku Facebook live wethu. Enkosi kakhulu Pastor Maphinda, we appreciate having you here. Ndiyayazi into yokubana singahlala apha kubethe no-9.
That's correct.
Kuyafuneka siyivalile, and thank you for your time once again, and thank you for just being spirit led and acknowledging and respecting your call as well, and just being a man of God that is here to do the will of God. That's it. Thank you so much, Pastor Maphinda.
I know. Then I said it to people, I'll give you books. so they must know
that you're a man of your word.
I'm a person of my word.
He's a man of his word.
So from singleness to marriage, how to manage the transitional conundrum, how to navigate through. So marriage encounter. That's the book then. And then the art of meaningful relationship. You'll find a lot of what we talked about from this one.
Okay.
You see this one, you can put it on the shelf. A sustainable marriage. You have to wait up until you get married. Because how can you sustain that which you have not yet reached?
That is not there yet.
It's not yet there yet. So, but the prophetic.
I was about to say, I be prophetic.
I keep things very simple. Also that ungabuthatha nabantu uthi wa prophet when Sarah and Abraham experienced delay with arrival of Isaac, so they had to have a stopgap.
Yeah.
And look at what happened.
A waste of time. A waste of energy.
You see?
Yeah.
So because not every man is a material to be a husband.
Yes.
And not every woman is a material to be a wife.
Yes.
But every woman wants to be a wife.
Yes.
And every man wants to be a husband.
Pastor Maphinda, I'm going to take those books with an open and a loving heart.
Yeah.
And a gracious one. I wanted to say I'm grateful.
Don't worry.
I'm truly grateful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Pastor Maphinda.
Because you I didn't know what you said, but I said, no, knowledge is power.
Yes.
I said, no, get knowledge. Because once you get knowledge, you'll get wisdom.
Yes.
And then wisdom is a beacon of light.
Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate you so much. We're going to be meeting again next week, Friday, and a different topic altogether.
That's correct.
May God be with you. May the Spirit of God be with you, go with you, and bless you wherever you go, coming in and coming out, going in and coming out. Okay, whatever it is that you're doing, may to turn it in gold. Okay, we love you.
Well, enjoy the rest of the weekend. Bye to the listeners and the viewers. It's always good to be with you. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. God bless you. Bye.
Thank you, Pastor Maphinda. It is Pastor Maphinda who is with us every single Friday and advising us on relationships and how to maintain healthy relationships. And we've got a comment there on Facebook as well from Building Family Relations. The value of intimacy in a relationship: respect, protect, appreciate, contribute, vulnerability as a response to a relationship. It's a journey of a lifetime. That's true. That's true. That's true. Thank you so much. And truly, it means a lot to us. And we hope that you will continue choosing the KNR Breakfast Show. And keeping you company all the way up until 9 a.m. is Lihle Nandi, as well as CEOs and Namshanje, Pastor Maphinda, whom we truly appreciate. Thank you so much. So we love you. And we hope that really God blesses you in everything that you do forever and ever. Amen.